If you've ever had a project that just won't die, it just keeps showing up on your list, you keep meaning to get to it, but it never actually gets done, you're not alone. In this clip, I'm working with Rachel. She's a full-time book editor, mom of 3, and she's navigating what a lot of purpose-focused women navigate. How do you stay proactive when your schedule is genuinely unpredictable? How do you make progress on things that matter without letting them become these undead tasks that haunt your to-do list? We landed on a concept in our coaching conversation that I want to share with you today: the zombie project. More importantly, we talk a little bit about how you can stop managing them. One of the things that I've been playing around with is creating a project brief. You probably do this at work. You have some sort of creative brief or some sort of book brief where you're kind of setting this is the high level, what this book is and what it takes.
We do.
This project.
We do have that.
Yeah. So this would just be for your work. I've done it in Canva, but I mean, you could do it in Apple Notes. You could do it in a freaking notebook if you wanted to. And you could leave the notebook in a location where you and Matt can reference it anytime, that kind of thing. So the what and why. So to me, any project that we do has to both have a relatively concrete outcome or result, and it has to have a really strong why behind it. So you want to think about, how does this align with one of my commitment spheres? Does it, again, understanding some things are admin and you're going to do them because you and Matt have kids and you're committed to having your kids in soccer, and that's the result. But you really want to think about, so something like your Sunday school curriculum, like teaching for that. What is the outcome that you want at the end of that teaching period? Do you want to see kids more interested in a specific book of the Bible? Do you want to help them develop their thinking on a specific topic? Do you want them to build a particular personal virtue? Like that kind, like that's the kind of outcome you would be building your curriculum around. And then, just thinking about what would make that complete? What would make it successful? Is it just a straight up yes or no? The project got done? Or is it a little bit more high level? I want to feel more confident in my body, for example. So that could look a lot of ways. Like there's a lot of ways to get to that result. So then you want to think about what and how. What are the stages? What are the tasks within that stage? When might you be hitting those tasks? When I schedule tasks, I kind of tend to schedule them like I have a relatively good sense at this point what kind of a task it is. And so I just will check on my tasks that I think need to get done in a given time period and be like, all right, I'll pull this onto the calendar now because my energy matches this kind of thing. So that would and this is not something where you have to sit here and map it out exactly. If you get okay, I know I have to do some planning and reading to design this curriculum for this particular purpose. Okay, your first stage is just research. Then your next stage is maybe, all right, we have X number of weeks. This teaching period is going to end on this date. It's going to start on this date. How am I going to, what does the path look like between those two dates? All right, let's figure that out. And then thinking about what would wrap it up, this is not new. Anyway, then thinking about resources. So resources are financial, time, Do I need to buy books? Do I need to buy tools? Do I need to buy software? Do I need to talk to people about this? Do, anything and everything that you are thinking will help you complete this project. And then this is just kind of some questions that help you decide your capacity and your resources.
Yeah, that's helpful.
Yeah. And then troubleshooting. And this, I think, is where you would be really you would shine. You're kind of because you think about what about all of the crisis points and how am I going to address them? So this is where you put those. Maybe you would self-sabotage at some point. Maybe there are some assumptions that you didn't realize you were holding about this project or these outcomes or anything. So just kind of trying to do a little bit of self-assessment and kind of be well, let's plan ahead for maybe I'm going to hit a roadblock, or what happens if Ian gets invited to cross country and the time that I planned to work on this doesn't get worked on.
Yeah.
What's the minimum smallest thing that I can do then?
Yeah.
How can I troubleshoot? And then, sometimes you might really need to think about your budget. So if it's buying birthday gifts and Christmas gifts, you're going to need to think about a budget for that.
Yeah.
And then the check-in. So you could just do a little check-in at periodic points, because all of these projects are definite time frames, they are time limited. So if the project keeps going on and on, we don't want to manage zombie projects.
I like that line.
We want to manage live projects that get done. We don't want to keep we don't want to keep lopping the zombie's head off.
Shooting him in the wrong place. He keeps coming back up.
Exactly. So this check-in is kind of what's the progress look like? Am I actually making progress? Do I need to keep working on this thing? Am I stuck because my skill or my capacity isn't actually matching what needs to happen? What do I do? So it's that kind of a check-in. It's not sitting there going, have I ticked off all the boxes? It's going, do all the boxes need to be on here in the first place? Have I made something too complex and I don't need it to be this complex? Can I eliminate some things? So again, this is my template. This is my attempt to kind of help me think through, before I put a project on my plate, I have to do one of these.
Mm. To decide if you can commit to it or not, or if it's the right plan.
Yeah. And to look at whatever else I have on my plate.
Yeah.
And to look at if this needs to be done in a certain time frame, is all of the other things or all of the other things in my life actually going to help? Can I take the time to do this in that time frame? You could do that for project brief. Do you think that idea would be helpful for you? Do you think that would be a tool that you would be interested in experimenting with to see if it helped you be a little more proactive about some of those projects you described?
Yeah. I mean, I think the first step is I need to identify 3 projects from now to December,
Yeah.
and then do the briefs on them, and then start to slot in the task. My face. Yeah.
And your review of those projects could be part of your evening prep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you would know that you are touching them and keeping them in your visual field. Yeah.
And it's put an end date on it. It would be nice to feel I finished some things.
Yeah. We are not. So the outcome of today's session is we will not manage zombie projects.
Yes, we will not. I love that. Is this a zombie project? Let it die. Shoot it in the head and be done. And keep moving. Don't let it bite you. Don't let it.
No. Well, no biting. No biting. So here's the question. How many zombie projects are you managing right now? These are the things that keep coming back, that you keep rescheduling, that drain your energy just by existing on your list. What Rachel and I built together in this session was a project brief, a simple tool to help her decide whether something actually fits her life before she commits to it. And that's what systems therapy is. Not more productivity advice, but tested frameworks designed for how you are actually wired. If you want help identifying what's not working in your current systems and getting a personal guide that you can implement right away, you can book a session with me. The link's in the description. And if you're not sure yet, you can also just book a free curiosity call with me. We can explore together whether systems therapy is right for you. Either way, whatever you do, just stop feeding the zombies.